Well, what is going on, GZTV? Here with you guys with the fresh cut. Not the craziest cut in the world. I have headphone hair too, so don't mind me. But we are here to talk about Super Bowl LX, the 60th Super Bowl in the history of the NFL. I need to put my mic closer, where we had the Seahawks facing off against the Patriots. A second-year quarterback that is kind of on the opposite end of the spectrum from Sam Darnold, you know, getting instant success, whereas Sam Darnold has kind of had to trust the process over the years, you know, bouncing from franchise to franchise. And can I just say it? Can I just put it out there? I am extremely proud of Sam Darnold. I'm going to try to make this a somewhat lengthy video, kind of just talk about all of the categories of the Super Bowl, because this is unlike any game of the NFL. You have the commercials, you have the halftime show, you have all the pregame stuff, you have all the crazy stuff. I'm going to try not to get political in this video as well, because obviously there's a lot of implications with that. We're going to kind of just start by talking about the game itself, because to be honest, there really isn't much to talk about with it. Obviously, the Seahawks defense was the highlight of the entire night, and sure, you can say, oh, Sam Darnold got carried by the defense. Maybe you'd be right, but man, they dominate. This is the second Super Bowl in their franchise history, the second Super Bowl they've won in the last 15 years, and that is extremely exciting for Seahawks fans. It's not going to be a dynasty, and I think that's also a great part about this Super Bowl this year is it's not really setting up to be a dynasty. I think there's a lot more parity in the league with guys like Patrick Mahomes kind of exiting his prime. Ramondre Stevenson had a crazy grab late in the game, almost hit the ground. I don't know why Drake May was even in MVP talks in the first place, you know, after the strength of their schedule this season, after what they went through for the postseason run, whatever. I'm not trying to run with any gimmicks here and like throw shade and like meme players. I'm just saying 5 field goals in a game for Jason Myers. That's another highlight of the night, making a Super Bowl history. There was a lot of history to be made. Nwasu got a pick 6 for Drake May. Just putting the cap on the bottle here for a fantastic, explosive, just disciplined game out of the Seahawks defense, and just getting into Drake May. He is a second-year player. I know you can kind of give excuses for that, and I'm sure people all over social media are going to try to do that. He was in the running for MVP, so I really don't know how much that excuse should be able to hold up when you're talking about this, like in terms of his legacy when it's all said and done. I don't know. Julian Love, interception, pick 6s, fumbles. I think he's turned the ball over 3 or 4 times, and throughout the playoffs, that has been a problem for Drake May, and it is just now catching up to him, and it is catching up to him on the biggest stage of his career. I love Drake May. I think he's going to have a fantastic career. He's going to be a mainstay in the NFL for a while, but what the fuck? We'll kind of get into the performers and then talk about some other stuff real quickly. Sam Darnold, I mean, you could say he didn't do anything, but he threw 19 for 38 for 202 yards and a touchdown. Drake May, you can say he did nothing, and yeah, he turned the ball over a lot, but 27 for 43, 293 yards and a touchdown. That's nothing to slouch at. I mean, he also had 5 carries for 37 yards, and sure, he had a couple of fumbles, he had 2 interceptions, but it's not like he didn't do anything. Kenneth Walker, one of the greatest performers out of a running back in recent Super Bowl history, securing the MVP, and he had 27 carries for 135 yards. Cooper Kupp, despite kind of being shit on for like not winning MVP and like not playing like he did on the Rams there, he had 6 catches for 61, and Mac Hollins, Warriors, I don't have any bottles around me, so I can't really imitate it, but Mac fucking Hollins, dude, 4 catches, 78 yards, and a touchdown. It is kind of disappointing after a absolutely historic season that Jason had, that he got injured and kind of had the game he had. But looking at this defense, I mean, where do you even start? Like, Ernest Jones was out there making plays. DeMarcus Lawrence, who had a wife that was like on the verge of going into labor, had a game. So that was kind of it. Patriots defense tried all they could throughout the first, like, what, 3 or so quarters, and it just didn't turn out. Hopefully, I am not delayed. Let's talk about the Bad Bunny halftime show, because I know there's a lot of political standpoints, and I'm not looking to take that route in this video. I think it was a good show. In terms of the showmanship, in terms of the set pieces and the designs and all that, it was great. I'm just not a fan of his music, so I don't really care for the Sonics. Like, obviously you had like celebrity cameos and stuff popping up, and I know this is completely unrelated to football, so if you're like looking for me to talk more about actual football, click away. And if you wanted me to talk about Sam Darnold's comeback story, sure, that's crazy. That's one of the dopest stories in recent sports history, one of the dopest underdog / Cinderella stories in recent sports history, but whatever. The Bad Bunny performance, I know people are very mixed on it. It's obviously very, very controversial, but if you think I'm turning on Turning Point USA to watch fucking Kid Rock in the Big 26, you're fucking tripping. I might not be the greatest Bad Bunny fan or the biggest fan, and I don't really like foreign Latin music and all that stuff, but I'll be fucking damn if I'm gonna turn on some stupid ass brain rot political shit because a Puerto Rican, which by the way is a part of America now, performed the halftime show. And I obviously have my quarrels with it. Like, would I have much rather seen like a Taylor Swift or like Drake or somewhere along those lines. One of my favorite rappers like Kanye West or something like that. Sure, but I understand the NFL is gaining worldwide appeal for having international games everywhere, and that is what. So I'm just going to leave it at that. It was fun. I didn't understand the words. I don't like the music, but let's get into the commercials because that was damn near the highlight of the night. There were some really good commercials. I'm trying to think. Instacart had a really good one, like Going Bananas, and you had like Ben Stiller in there. The amount of celebrity cameos is kind of getting out of hand for fucking commercials at the Super Bowl. I will add, by the way, this is going to be a really short video. Ben Stiller, that commercial. I think the Xfinity commercial where they were integrating kind of Jurassic Park. I think that was fucking awesome. I can't think of them all off the mind. Like the robots like had a drink in their stomach. The Charlie XCX commercial with Poppy. I think that was a fun commercial. It was just a good time. And despite the game not being the greatest and most entertaining game in the world, I think there was a lot of festivities. I think there was a lot of fun to have. I was watching the Super Bowl with my dad and my sister. And by the way, I love all of you guys. I really appreciate you guys for tuning in to the NFL recaps throughout the season because this is the last video we're going to be doing on NFL for the next probably 8 or 9 months. Probably like 6 or 7. Sorry, that meme's got to die. But that's going to do it, man. That's all I got to talk about. Drake May, not a legacy destroying Super Bowl. Matter of fact, he actually played really good for his first Super Bowl and for being his second year. But very disappointed. I knew the Seahawks were going to kind of thrash him. Again, shout out to Sam Darnold for getting an absolutely huge Super Bowl win under his belt to almost like start his legacy. We're looking at what, a 28-year-old? The guy's only 28 years old. He has a good 5 to 10 years left in the league, and I'm really excited to see the future of his career pan out. JSN capping off a fantastic year, and Kenneth Walker out of nowhere after getting touches stolen from Zach Charbonnet, having one of the best running back Super Bowl performances since Emmitt Smith. So leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that stuff. It is GZTV. I will catch you guys in the next one. This should be a quick video for me to edit. Maybe you'll get it Monday, maybe you'll get it Tuesday. I'm not really sure. Stay safe, fellas. Hopefully you enjoyed your night at the Super Bowl, whether you were watching with family and friends. I'm out.